Hello, my name is Jessica. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to keep yourself positive and not go stir crazy if you are in self-isolation due to the current coronavirus crisis. So over the last year I have been very unwell, and as a result I've had to spend a lot of time at home on my own. And although that's been really hard, it does mean that I've had plenty of time to develop and perfect different methods of keeping myself positive and entertained while staying at home. So I thought that for a lot of people, staying at home and being socially isolated is something completely new and they won't quite know how to deal with it. And I wanted to share my tips on how to get through it with a smile on your face. Okay, so I have 8 top tips for you today. I'm saving what I believe is the most important one for last, so stay tuned to find out what that is. Top tip number 1, get washed and dressed as usual. So I know it is so tempting when you're all cozy in your pajamas to think, oh, I'll just stay in this, I'm not leaving the house anyway. But I would really encourage you to try and stay in your normal routine and get washed and dressed as usual, because you would be surprised how refreshed and positive it can make you feel for the rest of the day. Tip number 2, try and keep some kind of daily routine. Now, the first tip kind of leads into this a little bit with making sure that you get washed and dressed every day, but I think that people underestimate the value of having structure in your day, and if you are at home and you're not used to it, it can be very easy for one day to blur into the other. But if you do keep a structured routine, however basic that is, it really helps to keep you more positive and ready for the day. Tip number 3, do some simple stretches every day. Obviously this is only if you are physically able to, but it can really help to make sure that you have some simple stretches as part of your everyday routine to avoid getting too stiff whilst you're stuck inside the house. Also, moving your body can give you a massive endorphin rush and mood boost, so it's a really great thing to work into your everyday. Tip number 4, open your windows as much as possible. You would be surprised how much of a difference it can make just getting a little dose of fresh air. It makes you feel so much more positive and also healthier. Plus, whilst you're stuck inside, it can feel really good to let a little bit of the outside in and really get to experience a little bit of what you're missing. Tip number 5, learn a new skill. Why not make your self-isolation as productive as possible? It's so important, I believe, to keep your brain active and engaged. And a great way to do this is to learn a new skill. YouTube, Pinterest, and websites such as Skillshare are really great for this. They are just packed full of tutorials about how to learn new skills, and you can pick up things that you'd never even dreamed of. Not only does it keep your mind busy, it also helps to pass the time, so I would really suggest learning a new skill. Tip number 6, have a spring clean. It's so easy in our busy everyday lives to put off sorting out that messy cupboard or organising your wardrobe. And whilst you're stuck at home, this is a really great opportunity to get on top of those things that you've been putting off. It can be really therapeutic to have a good old clear out and make sure that your home is spick and span. Tip number 7, try out a dramatic new makeup look or a daring new hairstyle. I mean, what better time to experiment with your look than when you're stuck inside and nobody's going to see you anyway. It's a really good way to while away the hours, and also it's really good fun and can just make you feel really great. So this brings us to the final tip that I have for you. As I said at the start, I really truly believe this is the most important thing that you can do whilst you're stuck at home in self-isolation. So tip number 8 is to stay in contact with your friends and your family. At this scary time, it's so important to remember to check in with our friends and our family, particularly older relatives, to just make sure that they're doing okay and that they're getting by. Because let's face it, we're all terrified, and we could all do with hearing from a friend and having somebody tell us that it's all going to be okay. But not only that, laugh and joke and distract each other from everything that's happening in the world right now. I truly believe that in situations such as this, laughter is the best medicine, not to sound too cliched, but it's so important to just forget about all the stress and all the worries for a little while and make each other smile. So make Skype your new best friend. Use it to share silliness and laughter with loved ones, even if you can't be in close contact with them. We are incredibly lucky that all of this is happening in a technological age where even though we can't necessarily have close contact with people right now, we can still be brought together through technology and being able to communicate with each other still. So there you have it, my 8 top tips for how to thrive during self-isolation. Now, I understand that this is going to be a really tough time for a lot of people who aren't used to being socially isolated, and I would really encourage you that if you are struggling, reach out for mental health support, because it's just as important as your physical health right now. Also, if you do have any suggestions of how to keep yourself positive and entertained through self-isolation, then please do comment them down below. I'm sure that it would be great for other people to see your suggestions. That is all for today's video. Please make sure that you're staying safe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.